by for the Brewery Underground podcast.
In Nashville's heart will rise, craft and brews will meet the skies. Stephen Scott, they lead the way, Brewery Underground night and day. Raise your glass, let's ignite, in this city we unite. Raise your glass, let's ignite, in this city we unite.
Well, you know, guys, often what happens is that
one of
when
those out the other
the
day.
Brewery Underground podcast and the Foamy Heads come together as a collab, hello, everybody, we become the Foamy Underground podcast.
Yes, right.
And we've done this many times. Steve and Scott, Mitch and Rich, we love ya. We're all
Feels
here.
very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
Very
this point,
familiar.
yeah.
Very familiar.
We've done this a few times, and we're at Middle Ground Brewing in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And guys, we are in the presence of craft
There.
royalty. This guy next to me, as you can see, this is Ozzy.
Ozzy Nelson.
Ozzy
Ozzy has
Nelson.
been around for a long time in terms of beer community. Ozzy,
Relatively speaking.
yes, Ozzy
For
had,
Murfreesboro? Yes.
Yeah. Ozzy was known for a number of years owning Mayday Brewery,
Hmm.
one of the stalwarts, not only in just the Nashville area, but in Middle Tennessee. And
Cheers to Ozzy.
we are
Oh,
so
yeah.
glad to have you on this podcast.
Thanks for jumping
I
on.
appreciate it very much.
1,000%.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I do.
We all have
Y'all are
our.
really nice. That's
We
what
try
I
to-
like.
Well,
Nice people.
At the beginning, we are.
There you go. At
It's
least we got
probably the
that.
beer as well. People get nicer the more they drink.
Yeah,
Oh, most
exactly.
We all have our. I mean, we all have our moments with Mayday, and Ozzy is synonymous with that. And we all appreciate. I can speak for everybody here at this table when I say that we all appreciate that we're getting real Ozzy
Yes.
today, because
Oh, yeah.
real Ozzy is synonymous with Mayday. I mean, every time
Yep.
I've walked into Mayday, Ozzy was always the same person as he is outside of.
And on our 100th episode collab show a few months ago,
Yes.
when
Episode
we were
100.
doing that, one of the cool things was they were talking about the legacy and the legend of Ozzy and paving the way for them. And so, you know, Ozzy, we had to bring you on, man. We had to be like,
Well, I
we got to
appreciate
find
it,
out
yeah.
more about this guy, who he is, what he's done. He's drawing tonight. He's
I
got a
am.
lot
I'm
going on
the
here.
drawing for sure. This is gonna suck.
Hello.
real bad, so.
That's one of the things is present and future Ozzy
Yeah.
is some of the topics on discussion tonight as well.
Yeah.
Because Ozzy is. I want to get into a little bit about that and kind of talk about first introduce, because most of the people listening, my microphone's moving everywhere. The people that are listening.
Your stand got bent.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
So we got to loosen it, push it back on so it's secure.
Ozzy, they're
for
making me work.
Scott's holding up his
I
microphone.
don't get it.
Be careful, Scott.
That's
you. You
right.
Yeah.
can keep talking, Rich, but it might poke you.
So Ozzy, give us, I guess, before we jump into present day and future everything, give us a little bit about yourself. Tell us, most of the people that listen to the shows already know who you are, but sometimes people outside of Murfreesboro or Nashville, if they're in like northern part of the United States or out west, may not. So kind of give us a little bit of background about who Ozzy is as an individual.
Wow. Okay. I was born in Daytona Beach, Florida. My mother moved me to eastern Middle Tennessee, Cumberland Plateau, when I was 12 years old. That's kind of a culture shock. Daytona Beach to
Makes sense.
Livingston, Alpine
Whoa.
area.
Yeah.
Graduated from Smyrna High School, 1983. Have worked for corporate America most of my life. Started working at HCA in 1986. It's a giant hospital company. I've
Never heard of them.
Still work there. Started in 86 and I still work there through the brewery. I'd never quit my job. I kept my job through the brewery, just worked all the time. I like people and I like to, that's why I started the brewery. I started the brewery to have a legacy, to have something to be remembered by. And I wanted to be the coolest guy in town. That was my goal, to be the coolest guy in
Mission
town.
accomplished.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly.
I worked really hard on that. And And then sometimes I failed for sure. And that's what beer will do to you every now and then. But yeah, we had the brewery for 12 years. Both my daughters worked for me. Ashley did the books and Kelsey did the brewing at Mayday for 10 years. And we closed down in 2024. Our landlord wanted our space more than they wanted our money. So had a lease until 2037. So they gave me money to leave, and I sold all my equipment and quit.
You locked in a lease until 2037?
It was, yes, it was pure. I had 3-year options up until 2037. I had a 10-year lease, and then I had 3-year options for 15 more years.
Wow.
And that if I wanted to stay there, there's nothing that they could kick me out. There was no way they could kick me out. They had to give me money to get to leave.
Bought you out.
Yeah.
So if you said no, you still could be there if you wanted to be.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. They wouldn't have made it pleasant.
Right.
They wouldn't-
I can't imagine.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that's okay. You can hang on to the mic.
I just wanted to position it.
Yeah, there you go.
They could definitely make it difficult for me. So that was not a thing that I wanted to do. If your landlord doesn't want you there, you really don't want to be there.
But it cost them some money. Right? I mean, it cost
They
them
got lots of money.
something.
They don't. That's a drop in the bucket, sir.
Well, real quick, we want to raise our glasses to Ozzy.
Yeah.
We
Ah,
appreciate
cheers to
that.
y'all.
Well,
Let's
just
do
do
it.
it.
Absolutely.
What is it? We're all
We're glad
drinking
you're here.
tonight here in Middle Ground.
We've got Middle Ground. We've got the Live Laugh Lager, Hellas Lager
All right.
from Middle Ground Brewing. We were talking about this. We actually had Brandon Bingman on earlier today.
Oh, okay.
And we
that's
were
cool.
talking. So we were running the gambit for beers down the chain, and the Live Laugh Lager was one of them. And we brought up the fact that Hellas Lagers are a very unique style of beer in a sense that they can be the, hey, I drink, big beer companies, give me something that tastes like that, but maybe has a little bit more flavor. Hellas Lagers fit that category very well. They're typically, on the 5 to 6% side of things, but they also tailor to craft beer nerds as well, because people like everybody sitting at the table make their way all the way up to the high ABV stuff, the very hoppy beers, the high IBUs, and then eventually they get enough of that, and then they kind of go right back down to what they would consider to be the sweet spot. For me, that's a Hellas Lager.
Yeah.
So Hellas Lager serves multiple purposes. It serves multiple styles of beer drinkers. And so it's honestly not that surprising to see us all land on that tonight, because we've all got very diverse tastes in beer.
Yes.
But
If
we're
you look at the
drinking
colors
same.
of our beers on this table right now, it's exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
That's exactly what you're talking
100%.
about. They're all different.
Makes good beer for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great beer. We had a Hellas at the brewery once, a seasonal. We called it Heaven and Hellas. That was good stuff.
It's a good name.
Ozzy, were you? Let me ask you, and this is my ignorance speaking, but were you involved in a lot of the brewing process itself, or were you kind of more operational brewery itself? I mean, you're a character in and of itself, like you were the face of Mayday, but in terms of brewing, where did your responsibility start and end?
I didn't brew per se. I would have input on the recipes and what we were going to brew, but Kelsey brewed all the beer. The day-to-day was hers. I would do some small batches occasionally, because we had a lot of small batches. We had at least 1 or 2 small batches, sometimes 3 small batches every week. So new beers all the time. We had brewed 1,000 beers, 1,000 different beers by the end of Mayday.
And I think
12 years.
you mentioned Kelsey. That's your daughter, right?
Kelsey is my daughter.
Yeah, and she's now brewing at another Nashville institution.
She is. She's brewing at Living Waters.
Yep.
They have 2 locations.
Is she
one
at
on the
the
east side and one on the west side?
Okay, which one is she at? The one
She's
the
on the
new
west
location
side.
that just
Yeah.
opened up,
Right.
Living Waters
That's
West.
where the production brewing is done.
All of
my
it.
understanding.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that other place on the east side, it's a really cramped brewery space. So they got that other space and wanted to stretch their legs a little bit.
Suited them for the time being, but
Yeah.
they've definitely grown a lot more. And go ahead, Scott. What were you going to say?
Where did the idea of starting a brewery come from? Were you a home brewer?
Ooh.
I was a home brewer, but I didn't want to be. For me, there's a lot of things are about how you're going to be remembered. I don't know why, but I think about how you're going to be remembered a lot. And I don't want to be remembered for a person that worked in internal audit for corporate America. That's not, I mean, if you want to be remembered for that, that's cool. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so I have always wanted to do something more, something different, something that, you know, is gonna outlive me, maybe, or at least their memories will outlive me. I'm glad the place didn't outlive me.
Hell yeah.
That. Nobody would have liked that.
But the cool thing is, and the sense that we get is that you really in the Murfreesboro started a trend for the brewery scene there, craft brewery scene.
Yeah, I mean, I always tried to make it fun. Well, having something, get something fresh, get a party, have something, dress up. We had lots of dress up parties. People love dress up parties. And the last, when we were closing, one of our last parties was all holiday parties. So whatever holiday you wanted to dress up as, dress up like
Just
that.
all in one, just in one night.
Yeah. And what we're going to do is put all of the decorations that we have out. So it's decorated like everything. And if you like a decoration, take it home with you, please. Because I don't fucking want it in my
way to get rid of inventory, right?
Yeah. I want all that stuff gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people were nice enough to take it.
Heck yeah.
You had some was it hot chicken and jorts?
Hot chicken and jorts.
That's what it
Tell-
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Chicken and jorts was a August holiday. We would have live music, and it was a big redneck party. We'd crown king and queen of the trailer park every year, and that was a coveted trophy. We'd have small batches. We had axe throwing. We had during the that's a good thing. Beer drinking and axe throwing, that goes together.
Go very well together.
And so we had that. We did a lot of different things, but yeah.
Awesome.
Chicken and jorts was my favorite holiday for sure. It was a good time.
And it was what day every year? It was
in August, like the second or third week in August.
I remember making my
When it's good and hot, you know, you gotta be cut them sleeves off, show some midriff.
Yeah,
for sure.
No shortage of that at Mayday during that festival.
You know, it's very interesting. You were talking before we started recording. You know, Scott and I have been doing the podcast now. We're almost going our third year. You guys have been doing it
a little over five. So we started right before the COVID downs.
What a lot of people don't realize is that in the craft beer industry, there's a lot of people, when you own the brewery, Ozzy, that you have another job, as you mentioned. I mean, it's not just, you're not just working at a brewery, you're also doing another job. I mean, talk about that, because that had to have been a lot of hours and
Yeah, there's a lot of work for sure, because I wanted everything to be clean all the time. There's certain ways to that I wanted things to look. So, you know, it was to get off from your job, go to the brewery. Holidays, I'm at the brewery, I'm painting or doing something that if we're closed like Christmas or Thanksgiving, I'm there patching floors or painting walls or whatever that you have to do when people aren't there. I loved the people and having the brewery and the great times, but the work is very like work. I mean, getting there every Saturday and mopping the floor for yoga is no fun. And cleaning the bathrooms every day, no fun. But hey, you know, it's what you signed up for, man. It's what you're gonna do, and you love the people, so you got to make it clean.
Yeah,
you spend many nights there.
You don't want pieces of pallet on the back of somebody's yoga mat.
Right.
And there's pallets freaking everywhere.
They don't like
pieces
that?
of pallets everywhere, so you got to
could
sweep
not
them off that
imagine.
floor.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Get a little sliver in your butt.
That's right.
You don't want that.
Wood chip IPA.
No. The last thing I wanted was somebody to complain. You see this piece of wood in my
Pallet driver.
It's a good beer name. Pallet driver. I could see that.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so now I'm feeling, whenever I think things aren't going well, hey, did you have to mop 3,000 square feet of floor today?
Nope.
I don't know if it's 3,000, but it was a lot of square
Felt
feet.
like it. That's
No, I didn't.
Huge.
So hey, I'm winning.
Yeah, life is good. Life is good.
You the same money.
You mentioned earlier, you were like, hey, I could be, if I had the brewery, I'd be probably be there right now doing this other thing, right? And now you're sitting at a brewery talking amongst some friends, and you're not doing that.
You're on the
right?
other
That's
side of the
yeah.
brewery.
Feeling good about it.
Yeah. And he's drawing something
I
in
know.
front of him.
I'm getting there.
I don't know if I
Getting there.
regret sitting in front of him or not, because it kind of happened.
There's
right?
gonna be a big reveal at the
we
end
were
of this
we were
episode.
here earlier.
Good, bad.
Well, I saw the glasses immediately. I was like, well, Mitch is wearing glasses, so maybe it's Mitch. But then he keeps looking up at me.
Oh, you're in a direct.
And then I went back to our
our
conversation from earlier where it was like, I'm sitting across from him. So it's like, I guess.
Heck yeah.
When he opened
the
his
subject.
notebook, he hadn't started writing, but he's looking at your face like he was getting your.
Oh yeah,
getting
I'm
your
always looking at
dimensions and-
somebody's face.
You know, I know it's you, Rich, because you got eyebrows.
Yeah, you can't see them behind the glasses. They
Yeah.
look a lot different.
My glasses have to be my eyebrows.
Mhm.
They are very faint.
I've never heard anybody say that before.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
Ozzy, were there some nights that literally just slept at the brewery?
Especially in the beginning. It got a lot. I came to my senses at some point and said, dude, man,
Mm.
you might want to chill out if you want to make any money, you idiot.
Yeah.
As opposed to
So-
drinking up all the profits.
Yes. Drinking and you make mistakes. You screw shit up. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Only human, only human.
Some of that's quality control, though, right?
A lot of it's quality control.
It would be for me too. I'd have a problem with
I
that.
can imagine Ozzy is beer like is it a thin margin game? Like, is there a lot of money to be made in running a brewery, or did you find yourself? God, I don't want to use the term because it's got such a bad name. You don't want to use the term cut corners, but like, were there ways you were trying to find to make sure that you were profitable, or does breweries lend themselves to kind of more of a higher profit margin game where it gives you the affordability to make? It honestly is the first time asking the question, because a lot of times when we're talking craft beers, like, we're drinking the beers in front of them,
Yeah, yeah.
and we're kind of more interested in the science and stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha.
But like, being able to talk to somebody that's got the history.
Oh yeah,
that,
I can. I'm what the margin when you distribute, when you go through a distributor, the margin is very thin.
I have asked that question
Yeah.
before, because you have to give away points.
The distributor has to pay the taxes, and the distributor has to make money, and so does the retailer. So it's like a farmer. You know, the farmers don't make anything for what they grow; they have to grow a lot. And so what my strategy is the tasting room. You build the tasting room, and that's where your margin is. And you get people to come in the tasting room. That's why we had the small batches. That's why we had the events. That's why we did something. It's all about the margins in the tasting room. You bring people in there. You make it clean. You make it a great environment. You make the bartenders are personable and happy and loving, and they take care of you. And so my thought was, okay, you drink the beer here, you're going to go out and drink it too, and you're going to ask for it because you're going to love this concept. And I think that worked well. But selling beer, if you're just distribution only, or you're very limited with your tasting room, there's a lot of money that you're not making, because you got to have the tasting room as the margin right there. That was my opinion. I mean, others do it different ways.
I guess it makes sense.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. I mean, some of the best breweries I've ever been to are those ones where you can only get certain beers at the brewery. And Living Waters is a great example of that. Like, they do some distribution, but you're not going to find that really high ABV bourbon barrel aged stout out in the wild somewhere. You got to go in the tap room.
Adding that personability to your bar too, man.
Yeah,
being able to come back to friendly folk.
Yeah, you want a cool place to be where people know who you are, and that's a big deal for me. The whole time I was at the brewery, and what I preached to my people, or what the example that I wanted to set was, I know your name, Mitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted my people to remember people's names, because people care about that. Because people would come in, they'd come in one time and I'd meet them, I get their name, and then hey man, what's my name? I met you 3 weeks ago. God, man, that's not fair, but it's cool still that you expect me to know it, but I'm not that cool. I'm not that cool, but I'm trying. But because I try, I at least show you that I'm doing something. So that's why we did the tours. That's what
Yeah.
that was the whole thing about getting people to the brewery. You get people in, you get them to like the beer, and then they go out and they drink it in other places.
Mm-hmm.
Tours were great at Mayday.
Yeah.
By the way, I mean, just
Yeah.
being able to I'm showing my age here, but $10 got you a beer glass and some pours, and then you got a chance to tour
And
around
an
the brewery
experience.
and an experience because
Yeah.
Ozzy walks you around and tells you about this is where this is brewed, and the recipes were right on the tanks. And it was just like, I'm not trying to hide anything. This is how you brew beer. Go out and brew yourself if you want to.
Yeah, take the recipe.
and-
Go open your own brewery. See how that works out for you.
And
Back
well
of your
known.
head, you're like,
Yeah.
Pretty
You
well known
drunk
for-
SOB.
we should start a brewery.
No, we should start a brewery.
Yeah, we could do this
We
too.
can do this too.
You got a big
mean-
pile of money. That's what I say.
That's right.
I want to start a brewery. Well, how big is a pile of money you
Yeah.
got? Because you need one. Now, not as big a pile because you can buy all the equipment
Mm.
used. Our equipment went for not much money.
Right.
But
there
hey, the landlord gave me money.
That's true.
I was
that's
like,
true.
I thought to myself, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? I'm a stoic, so I'm thinking, okay, think about what's the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing that can happen is we don't sell any of this shit and we have to scrap it all. Are you gonna be are you gonna be okay if that happens? You got to say that in your own mind, right?
Right.
Yeah, you do.
You just got to be okay with it. We only had to scrap a few things, so
Surely.
we did okay.
Yeah.
It's just it's a buyer's market for brewing equipment. If you
Right.
have a brew house that needs a boiler, you're not going to sell it.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Because everybody's starting smaller now because
Yeah.
that's the trend. I mean, I just read an article the other day that said 54% of Americans thinks alcohol's bad for you or something like that. So
So immediately off the bat, half of the population
you're
is averse to going to a brewery at that point.
So it's going up and up, and so alcohol sales are hurting right now for
Yeah.
sure. You can look at I got out at the right time.
Yeah.
It's a weird time for craft beer.
It is,
Yeah.
and it'll come back, but
Mhm.
it's not going to be next year. It takes time, and it's a cycle. Everything's a
It
trend.
always comes
Yeah.
full circle.
Yeah, it's coming
I-
back. It'll
I'm
come
really-
back, but
I'm
it's
really
not coming back
curious. I'm really
immediately.
curious because we know that you're very well known in the beer community with other brewers. Who really had helped guide you, and you got a lot of advice from in the beginning, whether it was from the Nashville
Here's a good
brewing scene or
question.
whoever?
Especially when you're the OG in that
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, Murfreesboro didn't have anything.
There were some guys you reached out to that said, "Hey,
It's not a rare.
There
thing
was
that
one I
people-
can't
yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
And we have a different situation in Rutherford County. At least we did at Mayday because we had the volume was wastewater.
mhm,
In
Oh.
Nashville, they don't have to think about wastewater. I thought about wastewater every freaking day.
Whoa. Okay.
I had a device outside my brewery that was plugged into my electricity that I rented from the wastewater department that took a sample of my wastewater every 15 minutes
Whoa.
and then they would
I don't
normalize the sample and tell me how much biological oxygen demand I had above what I was supposed to, and usually it was suspended solids and biological oxygen demand, so they charge extra for that.
No.
And so I would have my phone bill. I mean, my phone bill, not my phone bill.
Yeah.
My
water
my
bill.
sewer bill was a lot sometimes
Man.
because I had to control those BODs. I have to.
Never
That's
even thought about
organic material going down the drain. So we had systems to reduce the amount of BODs, and I have to talk to somebody out of state to advise me on that. And I did the best we could. I mean, we got better at it. That's just one more thing that you have to think about when you're doing something like that.
Was that something that once you
yeah.
got started that came to be, as in maybe something you were unaware of?
No, I was aware of it when I talked to the city for the first time, and then I had talked to enough people to know that could have been an issue, and we mitigated it as best we could. Over the years, it was a different strategy, and we tried lots of different things, but don't want to bore you with wastewater.
That's
But
just
that's something
wild,
else
though,
that you
yeah.
have to think about is wastewater.
And there's not a lot of when you're one of the pioneers in the area. Like I guess when you said you struggling to come up with somebody that you might have, if you did have somebody to lean on, you don't remember their name. There may not have been anybody in the
No,
area.
then
Like
you figure
Mayday
it out.
was
I mean,
it in
you got the
Murfreesboro.
money on the line. You stay up at night. You study. You figure it out.
Yep.
You try ways to do things, different ways to do things. You talk to a lot of people. You talk to everybody that comes in and see what they do for a living.
Yeah.
And if they can do something that they do something that you need, then you be friends.
Yeah.
That's a good move, right? And you
Yeah.
keep some of these.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
maybe you can't help me
You're
right
an
now, but you might be
electrician.
something.
Yeah, you're an electrician. You're somebody, a mechanical guy. You whatever.
Back of the head for later.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And then you depend on those people.
Interesting.
That's what I did, and that saves you all kinds of money and heartache.
Yeah.
Probably
Sure,
found
because you can't know everything. There's no way to know
Yeah.
everything. There's so many different things to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
in those regards, people willing to help you when you kind of reach back
Oh,
out.
100%.
That, hey, man,
Yeah, if you're nice to people and you give them a beer from time to time, they're totally, they're going to be nice to you back.
you get it
And
back
they want to give back your expertise. They want to keep you going. They realize, dude, you're here all the fucking time, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they're a part of that at this point too, right? If they've helped you and you,
Oh
they
yeah,
help
for
you
sure.
keep-
They're on the team.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they became. They became part of the team.
And kind of talking about, the whole always trying to keep going and keep learning things. We were talking about this with Ozzy before the mics turned on, and I wish kind of we had that conversation or at least had the mics turned on, but kind of moving from Mayday Ozzy into like present day Ozzy, right? He's one, and he said it himself, he's not one of those guys that likes to just sit still and do nothing. So the mentality kind of follows him from being the person that opened the brewery and having to figure it out and learn it yourself to after the brewery and now no longer sitting still. You're kind of doing the same thing in regards to, instead of it being a brewery, you're doing it in your current life right now. So never sitting still, always going out and learning something, and always kind of just staying knowledgeable and not being that person that just sits home and says, I've done my stuff, I don't want to learn anymore, I'm just going to sit and relax, because that's detrimental to health for one. But it's not interesting either.
No, it's not. I don't. Yeah, I started drawing in July of 2025, and I just thought, what can I do where I can go anywhere, and I can do it, and there's not any overhead,
Yeah.
and you may be able to make money, and you make people happy, or you don't.
but you're still meeting. You're meeting people. Yeah, it's another way to meet.
Yeah,
people.
it's another way to have a legacy. It's another people know who you are or know it's that guy, and it's a lot of fun. And you give into people. It's giving a part of you to them, and they give you money if hopefully.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of fun. I'm not getting any good at it yet, but I'm working. I work every day.
Look, I'm looking at. I know who that is. Just it's not even finished yet, and I know who that is. So I think
I'm waiting for the mouth and
I want to see
the facial hair to come out to see what it was.
It's a little tricky, beards and mouths.
I know,
they
like,
kind of
it's
blend
weird.
together.
You gotta balance too. Obviously, when you put your first post out for, and tell me what on Instagram for your caricature thing, it was Ozzy.
It's Ozzy's Face Odyssey.
That's it. You put your very first post out, or when you first came out with it, and one of these two guys were like, "We gotta get Ozzy on." That's how this thing started. Right now, was
Oh, wow.
the very
Interesting.
first post from that, and we're like, "Fuck yeah!"
Well, I was waiting to do my first post until I was worth a damn, but I'm still not worth a damn. So I got in about 4 or 5 months of drawing pretty much every day, but looking at a picture, drawing the picture, or drawing someone live that, some unsuspecting soul.
Sitting right across from you.
across the Are you learning techniques? Are there techniques to drawing and things you're picking up, or like with glasses or hats, or is there?
I copy other people. Well, I look at other people's Instagram, and I actually went to a caricature conference in Los
Those
Angeles.
exist? Caricature conferences.
Yeah, there's a caricature conference in LA, ISCA, the International Society of Caricature Artists.
Wow.
They have a shout out to those beautiful people. They had a conference in the in LA at the Marriott by the airport in November, and I bought my ticket in September. I was going, and I had no idea what was going to happen. I looked online. There's like 3 classes. That's not like any conference I've ever been to, especially if it starts on Sunday and ends on Friday night.
Whoa. Whoa.
But there's a lot of drawing going on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's
Like it.
170 people were there, a little over 170 from 14 different countries, and these people are beautiful, awesome people.
Wow.
And they helped me so much as far as, you can go to a conference and you're not going to come out at one skill level. You're going to come out at about the same skill level. However, you have a lot of tools and things you can work on to get a lot better if you'll apply those.
Wow.
And I met all these people, and I go to all these people's Instagram, and I screenshot. Oh, I got to do that one screenshot. That's so good. And so I copy what they're doing, copy their the whole picture, and say, okay, I love the way she did those eyes or that chin, or the way they use color, and just try to get better by copying people and then doing your own thing. Copy people doing your own thing. Copy all kinds of different people, and that's how to be better. Keep practicing, keep working, and keep copying other people and say, dude, this is what I got. Tell me it sucks,
or where I can improve, right?
And where I can improve. How can I be better? Tomorrow morning, I'm actually meeting a guy at Henry Horton. He did caricatures at the brewery. He's about my age. He's been caricature drawing since Opryland.
Wow.
Yeah. He was drawing caricatures at Opryland when he graduated from high school.
Wow.
So this guy's no joke. He's good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go see him, and we're going to talk caricatures and how I can get better and things like that. So, developing a style, tell me the steps, and so I can get there quicker.
When a guy
Because I want people to like me, man.
You're okay right now. You're okay.
when a guy like that is doing it, and then you're learning from him, what's the eventual end goal as far as who you want to be reaching out to you? Like, who does this guy have reaching out to him? We're saying, we really want you as a part of our business, or our caricatures or whatever. A guy like that that's been doing it for so long, who become his clients? Like,
He does private parties.
Okay,
He does, I had him at the brewery 2 or 3 times. Hot chicken and
Yeah.
jorts. We get a caricature artist. Why you got your hot chicken and jorts
Yeah.
outfit on? That's a good caricature.
Yeah.
Father's Day, we had him. So he does all kinds of Christmas parties, things like that. So lots of private.
Yeah, no, that's
stuff.
cool.
No, I think if I could just if I sat on a small town street with a and was drawing,
You got your little easel out
people
there.
would sit down
Yeah.
and want their picture drawn. I've done it at a cafe in Galena, Illinois. I'm just sitting there outside drinking a cup of coffee, practicing. This lady looks over my shoulder. She sees someone. I'm drawing a face. Can you draw my face? This sucks, but you can have it.
You walk down the streets of like a New York City or Chicago, right? And they're on every corner, and they're doing a great job, and the people are lined up. You're just walking by, right? Like, oh, let's get our picture done.
I since I work right by Centennial Park, I'm gonna walk over to Centennial Park in the spring and do some.
It's really cool.
I'll have to check with the park to get the permit or whatever you need to do, but
then
I don't want to get arrested.
But you do it, and they sit down for like 10 minutes, right? You knock it
Yeah,
down,
5
and they're on
minutes.
their way, and they get another one right behind them.
Yeah,
And I think what's great about that is, like, eventually becomes word of mouth, where you have more clients, where you're like, okay, who becomes your client? So it's a friend of a friend, word of mouth that gets out there.
yeah, like weddings.
Yep.
He does lots of different events, and
Yeah,
I
that's
just
awesome.
talked to a couple that are getting married here at Middle Ground. They're not getting married here, but I talked to them here, and they're going to have a caricature artist at their wedding, so
Nice.
a reception. So
Whoa.
Do you draw the groom like really sad? See, that would be fun. She's all happy, and the groom's like,
I haven't done that, but I'll keep it in the back of my mind.
If anything, it's
find the
good
right-
joke material,
Yeah.
right?
you find the right couple, you're like, okay, this guy's gonna get it.
This is
It's
inspired
not
me,
the
but-
guy; it's the girl that's got to get it.
I think you know, I don't have a living will yet, but when I write it up, I'm going to have like a caricature at my funeral.
There you go.
That's a really good idea.
No, they do you as is. Man.
I like it. Yes. But I like the
Mitch, is that how you were feeling at the time? Yeah, that's exactly it. He got it.
That looks like him. For those of you that don't know Mitch, this is
Nailed
what
it.
he looks like.
Is that the mood you're in? Yep, that's it.
Keep that idea, Ozzy. There is something different about caricature artists at funerals.
dude, it brings
that
some
is-
levity.
Yeah, I like it.
Good.
I
That
like it.
is a
Nobody
very
mentioned that at the conference, but
idea.
next year it's going to be in Florida, and I will.
Yeah, it
I'll
will
be
be.
there preaching.
Florida's perfect.
A lot of potential business.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, and Ozzy, he brought up something. He brought up something like when he was talking about like just copying people. There's a million different ways to draw somebody. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Ozzy may figure out this is how I like drawing someone's eyes. This is how I like drawing somebody. You kind of make your own thing.
Oh yeah, your own.
At the end of the
You
day-
become your own person for sure.
because it's not copying one specific style of person. You know, caricature drawing for everything. You have your own.
Well, they had 170 people at this conference, and they had this thing called the likeness competition. So they would show a person that no one in the room had seen before, a full front face, 3/4 face, and then some other face. I don't know. And everyone in the room had 10 minutes to draw that face.
Whoa. Okay.
And then you had 170 drawings of the same face, and it's
was
so cool
wild to
to
see.
look at all the different
yeah.
variations on what the people thought of that.
Yeah.
One dude was like 90 years old that they drew, and a guy drew him as a skull.
Whoa!
Oh man.
But I bet it was
Human
awesome, though.
ingenuity there, man.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what's coming at your funeral, man.
Bring it. I hope I could see it. Some
We'll
way,
have to make sure we
somehow.
link up with Ozzy at Mitch's funeral.
Why is there a caricature artist? Sense of humor.
Love it.
I really hope Mitch is not the first person to pass. But if he does, we have a guy.
You heard it here. Someone's got to be there. Maybe 170.
Yeah.
We could do the conference right
Yes,
there. Bring them
please.
all in.
Here's your 3/4 face. He's
Just
go.
roll me in.
It's like Friday. Ozzy, what are you doing Tuesday? Well, I was pretty short notice. Well, Mitch didn't give us much notice. So
Yeah,
You want to go crash?
funeral like Truth in Chattanooga.
Fortunately,
It's
he
really
dropped like
cool.
an
I mean,
album.
It's really cool when you were talking about like doing weddings and things. If you were to say, okay, in 5 years, where would you want to be with this? Like doing more weddings, or what would you like to be doing?
Ah, man, when people ask you that, I'm always the person that says, where do you want to be in 5 years? If I knew where I wanted to be in 5
Yeah.
years, then I'd probably miss out on something else.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I like to take it as it comes. So opportunities come as you work on things and you meet new people, and things that you never even think about come up if you have the right attitude and the
Yeah.
energy, and it's coming to you and it's flowing.
Yeah.
You're putting it out there. You're bringing
Yeah.
it back. It's like breathing.
Mm.
You're giving. You're not taking.
Mm.
People are giving to you. And so I have this thing about this small town, sitting in a small town and just meeting the people and go
Yeah.
to the Eagles Club or the
Mm.
Elks or
Yeah.
whatever and hanging out with the real people there. And I don't know, that's just kind of my thing. I like the small town
Yep.
venues and
Yeah.
the people that live in small towns. I think are
Getting
cool.
that human element out of it.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
the
that's
you get
really
the
cool.
feedback. You get
Yep.
you get blessed.
Heck
Yep.
yeah.
Do you make sure you've got your notebook everywhere you
I
go?
try to
No
sometimes.
matter
I
what
fail.
it is.
Sometimes I
Where?
fail, but I want to.
Because you
I
might
want to
just
be Jimi Hendrix with the guitar.
Mm.
I won't be Jimi Hendrix with the drawing, but I want to be like
But
that.
you might be somewhere, right, and not having like, shit, I wish I had.
Oh
it,
yeah,
right?
I've done that many
bet,
times.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
try to take it wherever. And if I don't pick it up, I don't pick it up.
Better to have it and not need it, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of thing.
Could you do something like that? Like even if you went to say the grocery store, right? You couldn't bring that thing in necessarily because your hands like a smaller version.
Yeah,
still just
I
fits
have a
this
smaller
down, or-
version, but man, it's I'm learning. Today I drew on a smaller notebook, just messing around, drawing a bunch of faces, and I said I draw better on the bigger scale.
Yeah.
But some of these guys, they really can draw a small face really well. So I have, I've got to work into that. It's more things to practice.
Sure.
Practice on a smaller, whatever
The
this thing's
medium of
called.
some
Medium.
sort.
There you go. On a bigger medium. This guy gave me a giant thing to draw, and I'm like, dude, I'm not comfortable in that. I need a bigger marker.
Are you using the same utensil every time? Was it some kind of marker?
The cool people just have the Crayola, the big Crayola.
Thick,
If the
square
white
tip
one, yeah.
whatever.
Well, it has a little bit of a square tip, but I haven't gotten there yet. I practiced with that some, and the pen is just like I have more pens than I should. Pens are relatively cheap compared to a tank.
I can go buy 6 of these today.
Put a filter or
You can
all that's cheap.
Sure. You can leave them in the car. Right?
Buy all the different pens.
Your inventory looks a little different these days.
Yeah, I do that with a lot of things like tweezers, floss sticks. I leave them everywhere, man, just in case I need a floss stick, man. It better fucking be somewhere.
Yeah.
I knew it was here.
Used to be when I had the beard, man. I had beard combs all over the
yeah,
place.
yeah.
Beard combs, man. If you need a beard comb, I drove my other car. I would if I'd have drove the other car. I have one. I'd give it. One of those. It's a wooden one. It's awesome. Combing that beard all the time for
Right.
sure.
I want to comb my beard though.
Oh yeah, you
I
do.
do it. I do.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I mean, look at your
Look.
Look at you. Look at you.
It needs combing. You mentioned, Rich, you mentioned earlier.
On the mouth.
Just go for it. I want to see it. I need to see it. What were you about to say, Scott?
I was gonna say, you mentioned going back to Mayday, walking around and doing the tour.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Oz. I don't remember walking so much. I remember Ozzy leading the tour and putting the girl in the chair.
Yep.
And running across
running,
the
man.
frigging, just running across the thing because it had so much wide space in there. And I was like, this is awesome. Like how you had that energy at the end of the day after your regular work day and then driving back to the brewery and doing stuff. And then
Saturdays, I think.
Running with the cell phone in hand. And,
Right.
Yeah.
He gave his cell phone to somebody else. Access
phone.
to
That's
his
what I
Twitter
thought.
account.
Yeah. He was running from station to station.
Yeah, well, I got to keep these drunk people's interest, man. I learned that.
harder than
That's why you learn the names and you got if this just like the same fucking brewery tour that you had last week at some other place, then you ain't gonna remember me at all, and you ain't talking about their tour either right now.
All right.
You're talking about mine because I fucking got out there and I gave it everything I had with every tour, no matter what. I had tours where I lost my voice and I could not talk and I typed it up and I had one of the people in the tour to say what I was going to say and I just ran around and did the motions.
Nice.
So just say these words, just say
and then all
these
follow
words,
along with.
and I will do my thing. Just read it out. It's a good.
See, how cool is that for your legacy? Where there's people out there that 10 years ago you gave them a tour and they're still talking about it, going, "Man, I remember this."
We had the hot.
When guy named Ozzy and Mayday and Murphy's.
Well, there's people now that come up to me, when I got to the hot liquor tank, I'd kind of rub on it like this with it in my back and say, hot water. And so people will come up to hot water. Yeah.
That's a good point. It's we're 15 years after the tour that I had, and I'm talking about Mayday's tour with Ozzy. I'm not talking about any other tour I went to where.
Well, you wouldn't be talking about theirs with me here, but at the
I-
same time,
I will say I have mentioned your tour on other episodes. I have done it, so that is a false statement. I've actually done it, but
They stand out.
good for me.
It's that's the point. Is it's to what Ozzy just said. You will remember Ozzy's tour more than you'll remember other tours
We had a
because
tour
it
here.
stands out.
We had a tour here today that was cool because Brandon took us around in the back and gave us kind of the personal thing. But I don't go to brewery tours anymore because they're kind of the same. All right?
yeah,
There's
you
nothing-
know how to make beer.
Right. Now, distillery
The
tours.
the tour is not about making beer. The tour is a fucking it's dinner and a show, man.
Yeah.
You get cheese balls and animal crackers, and we're gonna have fun. We're not gonna talk boring shit, man.
Right.
Yep. And that's what it was. And I've been a bunch of distillery tours, and those are different because some of those places are 200 years old. They're different. Breweries are just it's kind of the same stuff. so I don't do them anymore to remember Ozzy's tour.
Exactly.
So then I guess kind of winding things down, just because in the name of time, it's
we're gonna have to.
but
They're gonna have to take
got-
over the space and start playing some music.
One final question for me, Ozzy, is where's the next place you plan on traveling to do something like this? To do caricatures.
To do caricatures.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going with my brother to Montana. We're going to go to Big Sky and hike for a week.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how much character. I'll be drawing then for sure. I'll bring my stuff. But there's different places in Montana. Montana's cool. If you hadn't been to Montana, go to Montana.
I've never been to Montana.
I have not.
I went this year. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I slept on the ground more this year than I've ever slept on the ground. I stayed at a Glacier for 3 nights at Glacier, and I'd hike all during the day, and had a great time at Glacier. Stayed in Bozeman for a couple of days during the Sweet Pea Festival. Man. That's a great music festival there in Bozeman. Really? And then over to Missoula. Had to check out the other side a little bit. Missoula was cool. So I had a great time in Montana. So I'm going to go back there. I don't have anything really planned for the first part of the year. I'm kind of seeing where my job's going to be going.
Yeah.
A lot of changes going on at the corporate America job. So we'll see what happens. But I think I like this. I don't want to do anything more. Sometimes
don't want to do the beard.
When you do, there's a beard. You don't see the beard there. Do I need to do?
You may want to spell it out a little bit more for me.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think that you get to a point where if you draw one more line, it's not as good.
Okay.
And so I try.
Less is more.
Still, a little young. He doesn't have the age lock.
I don't know, man. I feel like I got him. Twins and a 5-year-old will do it to you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man!
I've got way more gray hair these days than I had 2 years ago.
Bastard. This is bastard.
There you go.
Boom.
I am happy he's putting the hat on.
Heck
like
yeah.
I was gonna have the characters with the hat on. Arrogant bastard.
If you had the hat turned around, you would have to draw the devil thing on the back, which is actually on the front. That'd be kind of a cool thing too.
I've always just kind of, I guess, it's a millennial thing. Just the hats have always been backwards.
There you go.
This was fun, guys.
Yeah. One more thing, Ozzy, you do some SINGO, don't you? Around town.
I do music bingo, SINGO.
Yeah,
at Cedar Glade every week at
Cedar
6.
Glade.
Tuesday at 6:30. It's a lot of fun. If you want to come over to that.
Yeah.
My mother lives with me, so that's a whole nother story, man.
Have you drawn her?
I've drawn my mother several times. My mother's not really she says. She also says. She also says. You're not gonna give that to them, are you?
That's not the mom mentality a lot of us are used to.
Well, Mom, I thought about
it really well. You should keep going. You're not going to give that to anybody.
My mother, I started playing guitar when I was 48, so I play guitar, and my mom will sometimes come out of her room and she'll say, "You're not going to play that in front of anybody, are you?" Really supportive, 81-year-old mom.
You know,
that's a real mom right there.
You know what's funny? My mom is 91 and assisted living a few years ago. She said to me, "Well, you could grow your hair out if you want to."
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like, really?
If you want.
Thanks,
to.
Mom.
Maybe not. And you know what? I said that in the most love because she was great. It was great. It was like, well, mothers always love you. You're like, I don't know if I could, but I can try. So, anyway,
there's the Mayday touch right there. Angry bastard.
Angry.
I forgot how to spell arrogant. I don't know.
Just
guys,
go with the flow.
I will say this. Here is to the legacy that brought us so many memories. It would be Mayday Brewery.
I've got a few things we could share.
We're gonna go
here.
get some more.
It's a lot of y'all have been a lot of fun, man. It's been
thank you,
been a
Ozzy. We
good
appreciate
time.
it.
There's one more
I'll
thing.
hang out anytime.
There was one more thing, and it was an experience I had with you. Do you remember Bluebird in the Burrow?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And you may have done it many times. I
We
don't
did
remember.
it 3 or 4 times, maybe 5.
2018, I was there, and it was Don Schlitz was the guy. I think he was like Kenny Rogers' guy or something. He was singing all the Kenny Rogers, and you were the sole beer vendor in the thing.
Oh, okay.
And
So that wasn't at the brewery. This was at another venue.
Another venue.
Okay,
right.
got it.
But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were the vendor for the
Right,
place.
yeah.
You were there, and it was you kind of solo, and you had your little kiosk set
Right.
up and stuff. And I talked his head off the whole fucking time
Yeah.
because I was like, "Hey, this is okay." But like, I know Mayday, and I stood next to you the whole damn night.
Really enjoyed it.
We had a good time. I left you alone when people were coming up to get beer, but I always remember that because I was like, I get to hang out with Ozzy for a night.
yeah.
It was
Dope,
fucking
yeah.
cool,
Yeah.
man,
Oh,
in a
God.
place. And I like the thing, but I was like, okay, there's someone for me.
I'd already done it a bunch of times,
Yeah.
so that I probably appreciated the conversation for sure.
It was a good time. And I always remember that, and I always will.
Cheers, guys.
Well,
Y'all are
more
awesome. I
beers.
appreciate y'all.
let's
for-
do that.
we got a
some-
couple of shares for you if you're
some
interested.
share if you want to stick around a
beers.
bit.
Yeah, I'll stick around for a minute.
We'll do that, and then please come back on with us.
Time
We could go another
There's
hour
lots of,
easily.
Lots of topics.
There's a band setting up behind us
Yep.
that will probably just overplay us at some point. So
Oh, yeah.
we should exit soon.
We're right next to them, so we have to make the hard exit. We usually don't.
Awesome.
So.
Foamy Underground.
And before you leave, Ozzy, we
Yep.
gotta get a picture together because we
Oh,
always
yeah, we
forget.
do that,
We always
Totally.
forget.
Absolutely.
All right, cheers, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers.